could be an event. Oh, come on.
Hey, hey,
Hey,
how we doing?
we're good. Trying to get the Facebook feed to go. Facebook is a little slow today.
Good
Because
morning.
it's spring break and they don't have any vacations or anything.
Now.
Hey, all right, so Cece, you're going to do the screen share with the slides?
Oh, I can.
I
Hang on.
think you had to,
Let me pull that up.
I'm sure I can screw it up really good if you want. Hey, and Sue, while I have you on here, I know like typically Thursdays you would come into our morning meetings that we have at 8:45. We're doing 9:45 now because the team leaders have something from 9 to 9:45 that I have to be on. And so I don't know if you wanted to jump in on those. I can have CC or Rachel extend the invitation to you if you want to get in on our morning meetings. You're muted.
Yeah, I did it on purpose. Everybody's muted.
Oh, sorry, Sue. There you go.
That's okay. I'd love to, but there's just so much tech time going on with appointments and stuff. Now, I do have tomorrow, and your market center was wonderful. Rachel and Cece were great with getting me all the admin people. We must have, between the three market centers, like 25 people going to be on a Q&A tomorrow. And I would say probably 10 are from your market center, which is great.
Awesome.
And then I did with the university yesterday, we just did a Q&A, which turned into that we're going to have a Monday hour-long basic commands. And I will ask you guys to join in too with your agents that have basic setup. We're going to do the profile via Zoom on Monday at, I think it's after their Ignite is starting up again. So it's right after Ignite.
Okay.
So Rachel, I will, and Cece, whoever, Cece, if you want me to coordinate things with Rachel, I'll just go directly there and just carbon copy you if that's easier.
Yeah, if it's a scheduling thing, if it's on the calendar, that's all Rachel. She owns the calendar.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect. So PJ, do you have your fishing pole?
My fishing pole?
Well, I'm looking behind you.
Dude, those are kids. I don't want to catch any more kids. I'm at my max. That's my son actually jumping off a dock in New Hampshire last summer.
Oh, okay. Morning, Terry.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you doing, Sue?
Good. Good to see you.
That a little scruff, Terry, did I see?
Yeah, a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. I've never had a beard before, so it's kind of a day-by-day thing.
Love it.
Well, thank you. Trying to keep up with PJ here. I'd be one of the most distinguished men in the world.
I don't know if you want me as a role model, Terry.
Well, I wasn't necessarily saying that, but
Oh,
it does have a charm.
done.
I mean, just wear it well.
and it's like we're right back in the training room. There you go.
There you go.
Hey, Zach.
Zach, how are your TikTok videos coming? Oh yeah, there it is.
Knocking them out, bro.
Awesome.
Got another one coming here. We're working on some choreography as we speak.
Really?
Why not? Really? He says, really? I'm not sure I'd do that. Really?
All right, so we'll go ahead and get rolling. Cece, can you screen share slides?
I will.
All right, there we go. All right, so welcome everybody. Thank you guys for being here. And I know this is our first trial run at doing a team meeting via Zoom. I know we've already been doing them kind of Facebook Live, and it is up on Facebook as well.
It's actually not. The Facebook feed is not working.
The Facebook feed is not working. Okay.
Yep.
Take that back. We have done these before Facebook Live, though. And so just bear with us as we start going through all of this. You know, it's something new for all of us. And, you know, just with the, as I like to call them, different times. Not bad, not worse, better times, just different times that we're going through. And so I applaud all of you guys for being on here and being able to still have some sense of a new normalcy to how we're doing real estate. So we'll start right off with tell me something good. So guys, tell me something good that's going on right now for you. And everybody should be open up so there's nobody on. So what do we got going on good?
We went under contract on 5 homes last week.
5
Damn.
homes on contract, Matt. All right.
Yeah.
Well done.
Nice.
Also-
Following that one.
Not slowing you down. That's great. What else?
I've actually got a closing again today. I had one last week, so timing is good. Those went under contract right before the COVID breakout, so we got them closed on time.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've got one today and one tomorrow, so that's good.
Yay.
Got some money coming in finally.
Nice.
There we go, Zach.
Congrats.
What else? What are you guys thankful for right now?
Outside.
The
Awesome.
sunshine.
You're going to know about your TikTok videos.
And that too.
Thankful for a great leadership, PJ. You're doing a great job. Our operating principal, Kent, has made some good proposals there to help our individual agents out with some financial incentives. And I'm just proud to be at the office and in business with all of you guys.
Thank you, Terry, for the kind words, and I'll pay you later. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Guys, I'm really thankful for Rob Pettit's handlebar mustache. If you guys haven't,
That is pretty awesome.
Rob, speak up so everybody can see that beautiful stash.
Hey, there it is. There's the handlebars. The horseshoe is going to bring us all good luck.
That's right. I love it. Awesome. Okay, anybody else? Gratitude. Tell me something good.
Well, hey, is Kyle? I don't see Kyle Kikers on this call right now. But I don't want to. He just shared some amazing news with us in the PB meeting. Him and his wife are in South Dakota, and they got a call there because him and his wife, they got approved to adopt a baby girl. So him and his wife they named her
He is
Finley
precious.
Kiker, and they still have to wait for the courts to approve everything. But Kyle is now a dad.
Oh,
Woohoo!
And
Hey,
those of you guys
should have
that
seen
don't
his face. He's
They-
got a
David-
huge smile on his face.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I'm sure those of you guys that don't know, they've been going through this process for a while, and so that's awesome, and that's amidst everything that we're going on right now in our world. That's just that we need some good news and some positive feedback like that. So that's awesome. Thank you, Rob, for sharing that.
Yeah. So good. Congrats to Kyle.
All right, tell me something good. Anybody else? Some gratitude.
From the technology side, I have to say I have had an overwhelming full calendar from agents wanting to get engaged, from the basic all the way up to running Facebook campaign ads. It's been wonderful, really.
Good.
As a market center, you should be proud that a lot of your agents are engaging.
Awesome.
Thanks, Sue.
Thank you, Sue. All right, moving on. Cece, I don't think I have control. You have control?
I got it.
Okay. Guys,
No
trust me.
surprise.
Oh, okay. So, guys, we've got 4 new agents to welcome in. First and foremost is Mark Rubenstein, AKA he goes by Ruby. He's going to be joining Kay and Brian Fisher. And he actually has already sent me a recruit who just said today that she's going to sign up with our firm. So kudos to you, Mark. Ruby, welcome aboard. Linda Lindell, is she in our office, Cece? Or is she in Huntersville?
She's in our office to the best of my knowledge.
Okay. So another new agent, Linda Lindell, is joining our office. So welcome her as well, please. Callie Harris. Callie Harris comes to us from a boutique firm inside of in Cornelius. Was looking to grow her business and kind of step it up to the next level. Had some great meetings with her over the last couple of weeks, and she's officially on board as well, and an already producing agent. So welcome, Callie. And last but definitely not least, Elizabeth Munson. Some of you guys may know Elizabeth. She's been a Keller Williams agent in Virginia Beach, I believe. She moved down here years ago. She did some upper management inside of Allen Tate, with some other real estate companies, and now has jumped back in full bore and has joined us back at Keller Williams. And so when you talk about the company that we're in, Elizabeth has been with Keller Williams. She's experienced some other real estate companies, and when she wanted to get back in to kind of go full bore, so to speak, she chose KW. That should really tell you guys something about the company that you're working for. So please, she's a former capper in her own right, so I anticipate her jumping right into business. So please welcome Elizabeth as well, please. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right, moving on. We've got a couple of birthdays coming up through the rest of the month. I'm not going to read off the entire list, but it's right there for you guys. So please make sure you reach out and say happy birthday to these folks. I'm sure Rachel will be posting it up on our Facebook page as well. All right, Rob, you and that beautiful mustache, take it away. Maybe. Rob?
You can't hear him.
Okay. Hey, all right. Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yep.
There we go.
All right, good. So I wanted to discuss to you guys about the addendum that was brought about yesterday by the North Carolina Commission. Form 795, the on-site preview.
Hold on one
fee.
second. Hold on one second. Guys, can you mute your phones because we're getting some background on somebody's phone? If you guys are doing something else in the background, please mute your phones or computer.
Rachel, hold on a second. Hold on.
Okay, thank you, Rob. Go ahead.
Okay, all right, fair enough, everybody. So I guess when I was on mute, you didn't hear my funny joke that this is brought to you by Yosemite Sam. That's why nobody laughed. Oh, all right, thanks, Dad. All right, so just our addendum, the addendum that came out by the commission yesterday, the on-site preview addendum. Just 3 points that I want to put up, make a point to it is time is of the essence for that form. So when you negotiate the amount that you are going to pay the seller to preview the home, that time is you have up until 5 p.m. on the date that is also negotiated for you to go buy the property. If the buyer decides to back out of the deal, they will only lose the on-site fee. You must notify the seller in writing that the buyer is going to terminate the contract. That is important, that it must be in writing. You can't just say it. So be sure that if your buyer is going to terminate, that is in writing. And again, this form is not mandatory. You do not need to use it. It is really just a way to give some extra protection to your buyer, to let them know that business is still going on. Only thing that they could lose would be the on-site fee that they negotiate, which we discussed. I don't think it's going to be too expensive. In our PB meeting, we probably thought it would be maybe around $50 to $100, which would be less than what a due diligence fee would be. So really trying to encourage business and have people still go out there, still show properties virtually, and then make the offer. And once the offer is accepted, with this addendum, it allows you to actually go to the property and view it, and the buyer can decide whether they want to move forward or not. So the addendum, it's not mandatory. However, it is really encouraged for your buyers, and it'll give them that extra protection. And that's all I have.
So Rob, really quick, if I can just ask a question for clarity, does this form then provide the opportunity? Obviously, we have to make an offer and an acceptance with this caveat, but does this now, because money is in play, allow us as agents to accompany a buyer to a property? Is that the—
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, that is correct. So you make an offer on a property sight unseen, or you saw the virtual tour, you saw it on Google Earth. You have an offer to purchase that is signed. This addendum is a part of the offer to purchase, and you've negotiated an on-site preview fee. So that fee can, and it says on the addendum that it can be wired. So I'm guessing that you can do a Venmo or PayPal to get that on-site preview fee, because it must be sent to the seller prior to you going in there. So yes, you are under contract in the MLS. It'll be under contract. If you set up the showing, you go to the property. If the buyer decides, yes, I'm moving forward, you're just going to go forward, and then you would deliver the due diligence and earnest money deposits immediately.
Okay.
If you go to the property and they say, this is not what I want to back out, notify the seller in writing that you are terminating. You lose the on-site fee, but you do not lose your due diligence or any other money, and the property is back active. So that answers your question. You're allowed to go see it because technically you're under contract.
Under contract with money in play.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that.
Yep. Good question.
That's good news.
Yeah, great question, Zach, and thank you, Rob. One other thing I just want to kind of dovetail onto Rob, and with all of these addendums, we've seen a couple different ones that are popping up. If you guys are going under contract on properties right now with some of these addendums that are not set forth by North Carolina Real Estate Commission, had one come across yesterday with an agent that they had drafted by their own attorney. Guys, if you get anything like that, please make sure, number one, that you understand the addendum and the benefits, the pros and cons, whether you're on the buy side or the listing side, number one. And number two, if you are seeing any different language that is drafted by an attorney, guys, you need to make sure you're getting that form over to Rob so he can take a look at it, or getting that over to Kerry with McNaught so they can take a look at it. Just because a lot of people it doesn't clarify a lot of things. And when people start writing their own addendums, we're going to get into a lot of trouble. Just something to be mindful of. So thank you, Rob. Appreciate all the good information.
Great.
All right, moving on. Katrina Rokel, guys, she's a little bit under the weather right now. And so I want to give a big shout out to Shannon Avison and Angela Yates have both been handling script practice for her in the morning. Script practice is still happening, guys. And productivity coaching is growing right now. Between yesterday and Friday, I signed 2 new contracts for people jumping in. If you guys have questions about productivity coaching, what we need to do right now in our business more than anything is be held accountable. And I think we all know and agree that Katrina does that at a high level. And if there's anybody on here that's in the coaching program that'd like to throw a quick little testimonial out, please go ahead and speak up. It's a great program that's been offered to us through our leadership. And again, just to make us better. So if anybody wants to throw something on there, go right ahead, or we'll move on. Okay, moving on. Terry Rogers, what do you got for us from compliance, Terry?
Did here, so.
There you go.
Yep, can you hear me?
We got you.
Okay, all right, great. Just a shout out to Rob, some good information, Rob. Thank you for sharing that. I just want to qualify, you know, there's a lot of questions that sometimes I get. Rob Pettit is our broker in charge, and so when Rob is available and in town, I'm always going to defer to Rob, especially for your provisional brokers where he is your direct supervisor. So the type of questions that I encourage you guys to call me directly on would be more administrative type questions where you actually have a transaction in command. Maybe you're having a little issue with what forms you need in that transaction. Or again, if you're having some technical difficulties, then of course Sue is available for tech coaching. But you're always welcome to call me. But please know if it turns out that it's really more of a real estate question in regard to something that falls under your broker in charge, I'm always going to defer to Rob unless he's out of town, and then Rob will tell me to feel free to answer those questions. So don't mean to slight anybody, but you know, if I say please call Rob, that's why. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Terry. All right, Cece, what do you got for us?
Awesome. We are continuing our slog through to our new technology. We've got it all over the place. The big one we're focused on this month is we are leaving green sheets. We are going to put green sheets to rest. We're calling it, I scheduled a funeral for green sheets, and Karen Porter was going to make us a tombstone cake and everything for the 30th. I'm not sure we're going to be able to gather for that. We'll figure something out. But that is our official end date for green sheets. I will no longer be looking at green sheets. KW is no longer supporting the green sheets technology. So everybody needs to be working with their commissions tab in command when you are looking to get paid at closing. And a reminder, when you do your commissions tab is when you ratify the contract, not when you get money or closing documents at the table. When you ratify the contract. So same 48 hours for getting those documents into command, into document compliance and submitting them to Terry for approval. That same 48 hours applies to doing your commissions tab at that time. So that is what I'm looking for. It's been exciting. It's been amazing. It is a lot faster and a lot more accurate than green sheets, which required a lot of manual transposing of information. So a lot of folks are really happy because they're getting their money faster, they're getting the information faster, and they get to see the DAs before the money comes out. So a lot of great conversations about how to read a DA, how to predict what money is coming in your pocket. And that is the important part, right? That's what I'm here for. I've seen a lot of heads nodding. That's the important part, the money that comes in your pocket. Love it. So that's what I'm here for. Call me when you are doing your commissions tab. I've got a call this afternoon to walk somebody through their first one. Call me and we'll do that. So it's exciting time and I am working through it with you. We'll all get there. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Cece. And guys, just make sure, you know, there's lots of changes that are going on through command. So make sure we're all up to date. And of course, if you have any questions, let us know. All right, moving on to training. We've got a couple of different slides on here. So if you guys want to snapshot a picture of this, or if you guys want to go ahead and write this down, the 8 a.m. shift ahead, I'm trying not to swear, I promise. The pivot with James Shaw is on Facebook Live. Again, scripts with the PC program at 8:45, running until 9:30, I believe it is. We're moving that time that you said 30, so we're moving that time a little bit. Then the Carolinas Thrive call. This is a Zoom that you guys can all get on every day at 11:30. And then 2 p.m. Pivot with me. We've been doing those every single day today. Be prepared if you got your shift book. We're going to be working on tactic number 6 about internet lead conversion. It's page 109 in your shift book if you guys are following along. Moving on, more training that we have coming up. setting yourself up for success, 3 p.m. That's today. Profit share tomorrow. I'm going to be doing profit share at 1 o'clock and then be rolling right into Pivot, again, via Zoom. And if you need access to any of these Zoom links, they will all be provided. They have already all gone out. Building and maintaining a stronger team with Matt Sarver is going to be tomorrow. Thank you, Matt, for doing that. Listing forms and addenda with Terry Rogers will be 2 days from now at 1 p.m. Moving forward, we've got our Zoom happy hour every Thursday at 4 p.m. Grab your favorite cocktail, jump on the Zoom. I've been sending them out in my recaps. And when we're talking about my daily recap, I'm going to say, hey, guilty as sin for user error on that. I was using a new thing called Boomerang, or I thought I was using a new thing called Boomerang. So hence some of you got the joke, and Danielle Federico, thank you so much for your response on my sporadic instead of daily updates that are going out now. 4/17, 3 p.m., we've got Home Warranty 101. I think this is going to be a really big hot topic with a lot of people right now.
Yeah.
So be mindful of that. We do have our ALC meeting, which will be zoomed out the 21st at 11 a.m. And then also on the 21st, Agent Essentials with Rob Pettit. Guys, come to that. Right now should be the time where we're learning and asking questions. Before we move to the next slide, guys, we do have an amazing special guest here today. I want to go ahead and welcome Tammy Yuntz. You guys know Tammy. Not only is her and her husband, Bruce, run an awesome team out of our sister office in Mooresville, she also owns CES and gets to yell at myself, Kent, Christy, Nadine, some of the CES instructors all the time. So she does have that as well. She's also an amazing Bold instructor. I've taken Bold 6 times. The last time I did it with her was the first rollout of Bold 2.0. And she's here to talk to us today about Bold Pivot. Without further ado, Tammy, take it away.
Wow, awesome. Well, thanks for having me. It's like so fun to like jump in and see everybody, and it's like Hollywood Squares, right? I'm like, who thought, Zoom used to be a platform and now Zooming is a verb, right? And so we are like super excited, and I just jumped at the opportunity to, take some time today and talk to you all about Bold Pivot. And yet, before I do, I just want to have a little bit of a coaching moment, because I think it really bears starting here before I talk about what is happening with Bold Pivot, because it's pretty amazing. So I'd like to start by talking about the fundamentals, and I've got a question for you all. Do you think that the market that we have been in over the past several years has probably shadowed the performance or the bad habits of agents, if you will? Show of hands. Everybody would agree? Yes? And so very, very quickly overnight, that shadow became a spotlight, and boom, there we are. So, let me say, I'm just going to ask for forgiveness now, and I'm just going to say it. Guys, the real estate swamp is going to drain, and it's going to drain very quickly when we come out the other end of this. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that all of a sudden those bad habits, they actually get revealed at times like this. So I've got 3 questions for you all, and you don't have to answer them out loud. I'd just like you to think about these. And I'm going to go back to what I said, talking about the fundamentals. And so my question would be, where are you ignoring the fundamentals? What fundamentals are you ignoring in your business today? Could be lead gen, could be lead follow-up, could be your schedule. What is it for you? What is one fundamental, second question, what is one fundamental that you haven't been doing that you have absolutely got to focus on right now? Meaning the market of the moment. What is something that you have to focus on today? And then my last question, and I wrote these down, is what is the one fundamental that you have absolutely got to instill, that you absolutely must instill today? And so when we look at where we are today, we have opportunity to go back to real estate school, right? It's like almost going back to real estate school 2.0. and we get to take advantage of this time to just be stronger. And one of the things that you've all heard Gary say over the last several weeks is heads down. What's the next part? Nobody knows. Heads down, hearts up. Heads down, hearts up. And so here's the thing, guys. We're all, the market right now is a level playing field. It's never been like that. We are all in the very same situation. And yet what you all do today, while we have this time, will determine how we come out the other side. There are going to be people that wake up and they have been dying for something like this to happen, because not to say that there's a silver lining to something like this, and yet there is, because there's those people that, depending on what they do today, they're going to come out so much stronger. And so that leads me to where Bold Pivot comes in. And I have never been more proud to be part of Keller Williams than I am right now. To have this company take a program like Bold, and most of you on this call have been through Bold, and you know that it's a pretty intense program. It's, 7 weeks, 7 hours. They have literally taken it and turned it on a pivot, and it is being rewritten all about the market that we are in today. It is not going to be $799. It is $99. In fact, can I put the registration link in the chat box? Would that be okay, PJ?
Please do.
Let me
Yes.
do that. Hang on just a second. Send to everyone.
Tammy,
There
if
you
you
go.
want to email it to me as well, I'll make sure I send it out to the entire market center.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I just put that in the chat box so that everybody's got that. So what is Bold Pivot? Bold Pivot starts on May 5th, and it will be delivered by 8 different Bold coaches. And it's going to be spending 2 hours, 2 days a week with Bold coaches. So it'll be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It'll be from 2 to 4 in the afternoon, Eastern time for all of us. And it's going to be, one of the things that's going to be the same is Bold's always been about mindset, right? We've got to wake up and pay attention. And so it's going to be about mindset. We're going to be talking about, it's not what you earn, it's what you keep. It wouldn't be Bold if we didn't talk about lead generation, and yet it's going to be lead generation around the market that we're in today. We're going to continue to build that moat around your database, and that goes with those care calls that everybody should be making right now. And yet we're going to give you some dialogues that you should be using, building that moat with your database. We're also going to talk about how to run a digital business. How cool would it be if you come out of this and you can run your business differently? Make no mistake, guys, business is not going to be as usual when we come out the other side. It's going to be very different. And so we've all got to be different, and it all starts with something that we're very fortunate to have our company put together. So I'm just here to, answer any questions, educate you on what it is. When it starts, it's only going to last 4 weeks. So it will start the first week of May and will end the last week of May. You're also going to have Coaches Corners. There is a specific Bold Pivot Facebook page. It is private. Only the paid registrants are part of that page. And they're going to be Bold coaches in that page all day. They will be role playing and answering questions. And there's going to be a whole entire community all around this. And again, $99, and they're all available 6 days a week. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Pretty excited. So what questions do you have for me or comments? I think everybody's still muted.
I believe Matt Sarver, you're on here somewhere, aren't you? I believe you signed up. Did you not, Matt?
Hey, PJ. Yeah, I signed up, and I believe Evan and Aaron and Leah. So we had a few of us from our team. So I'm trying to get as many, from the team to do it. We actually called. We were doing a team Zoom meeting, and got the idea to one of the agents on the team said that they had John Prescott's cell phone number, and so I dared him to go ahead and call him while we were on the Zoom meeting, and he did, and we talked for about 6 minutes.
Wow.
And then we all signed up for the Bold Pivot. So yeah, definitely highly recommend.
And Matt, if I'm not mistaken, I know Aaron, Leah, and Evan, I believe, just went through Bold with John Prescott. Is that
They
correct?
did, and they all three of them went under contract on homes last week. Leah had one for like $650. Aaron, I think, had one for around $400, and then Evan had one for about $300. So
I have to say, I paid out a bunch of Bold reimbursements to that team.
yeah,
That's
so,
awesome. Matt, that's so fantastic. And,
Yeah.
you know, honestly, I've never seen anything, you know, I've been with this company 17 years and, you know, Gary jumped into this and this was really his dream that this could be given to the entire company and not, you know, since it's not in person. And so a lot of things are happening down at KWRI to make this happen and really get it out to our associates, because it truly is the silver lining opportunity, if you will, to come out the other side much stronger. And Matt, you're a rock star for getting your team in there.
And I think it's a true testament to it. And sorry, Matt, didn't mean to cut you off there. Especially somebody who just went through Bold to go through it again. I think it'd be safe to say, Matt, they're seeing results. If Matt, if I'm an agent right now and I'm questioning jumping into this Bold Pivot, what would you tell me? Hit your mute button.
you don't know what you don't know, and all three of the agents that just came through Bold, they were very hesitant about doing it, you know, prior, but and nobody likes accountability, but they love the feeling that they get from the results that they get out of, you know, being accountable and having the coaching and seeing the results from it. So yes, it may be a little scary, but trust me, you're gonna be that much happier at the end of it.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, Matt, thank you so much. Tammy, thank you for being on here. Final thought, Tammy?
Sign up today. honest to goodness. Again, I don't know where else anybody should be except here. You know, our leader, Gary's been through 5 shifts and he is sharing and imparting his wisdom into this program. And he has never steered us wrong yet. So we feel pretty fortunate that he's behind this.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, Tammy, thank you so much for being with us today. Appreciate you being
Thank you,
here.
guys. Take care, everybody.
Be safe.
Hey, Matt, do you feel like this is something for admin too, or just for sales teams?
I would say for the admin as well. I mean, it's, you know, they're talking to a lot of the, you know, to the agents, and if they're having those same mindsets, yeah, I mean, I use our admin, our success team as, you know, kind of like coaches to, you know, help get our agents motivated and getting going and coming up with some different goals or contests and stuff to make it fun. And so I haven't really approached them about, you know, doing it yet, but yeah, definitely a great idea.
I'd love to chime in on that. As a former director of operations, I took Bold and I brought 7 deals to the table during Bold for my team. I paid for myself to go through Bold.
That's awesome.
Admins absolutely can use Bold to bring deals to the table.
And Christy, a lot of the scripts, if you will, and we're not really so much about scripts as much as dialogue, are going to be around these care calls and, you know, administrative, that whole admin team are part of doing those calls and helping to build that moat around a database. And so, you know, I would absolutely think that it's a great place for them to be.
And just because I got on later, sorry, I'm on family calls a lot these last couple weeks and days. But please tell me about like is it different than the other Bold, or is it,
Oh, yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
just real quickly, how would you describe it to me so I can re-describe it to my team?
It is completely revamped. It is not Bold 2.0. It's not classic Bold. It is completely for the market that we're in today, like right now, COVID-19. And so all the scripts, all the dialogue, all the digital things that we're going to be learning, all of that is relevant to the market that we're in, because we're not going to be out of this by May. And, you know, right now it's almost like there's a false positive out there because we're still putting things under contract and we're seeing things, or we're having closings, right? And yet, you know, people who have been in the business for a long time know that this is actually going to show up 60, 90, 120 days from now, right? Because the listings that we're taking are going to diminish. The things that we're putting under contract are going to diminish. We're still riding that high of the things that were going on coming into this. And so, you know, we've really got to get back out there and do things differently. So we're going to be talking about how to do things in a digital realm, which is really going to be fantastic. And then of course, we're going to be talking about budgeting and how to run a really lean and mean business. That's going back to Shift, right? It's going back to bringing those principles back in. And so this is just completely for right now. We don't even know if there'll be another one besides this one. It's just all going to depend on how things progress and how the market changes based on how this virus, you know, stays or goes. And there you go.
And Tammy, I just want to add one other thing in there as well. As we all know, you know, and Matt said it, you know, nobody likes accountability, yet accountability is what we need in our business, all of us. I mean, that's the reason why, guys, your leadership is on a call Monday through Friday at 9:45. You know, we're figuring out what we need to do. We're being held accountable. And, you know, they hold me accountable just as much as I hold them accountable. And so, Christy, to answer your question, you know, is this something good for admin? If admin is speaking the same language as the agents on your team are speaking, as the marketing director on your team speaking, as the rainmaker on your team is speaking, you know, wouldn't we all want to be speaking the same language? And I think that's the way we can really move our business forward. I've put administrative people through Bold before. And let's not forget, guys, it's $100 right now. You can get 8 people through Bold what you could get one person through before, at least financially speaking. So I think it's a great opportunity. Also, with that being said, you know, I think one of the biggest things that we need to focus on when we're talking about Bold is it's going to be a little bit different because it's done over Zoom. So I think there has to be, we need to have that self-drive and to make sure, I think it's a lot easier for people to not show up to this Bold because it's done virtually. And I don't want to taint anything negatively, yet I think we need to address that because, oh, it's an 1/8 of the cost, and oh, I can miss this, and oh, the kids are on spring break or whatever. Guys, this is your future business. And I love our company and I love our leadership. And I'm not just saying that because Ken Temple's on this, okay? Yet, guys, you know, we've got 50% off rent. We've got 50% off of our monthly dues. We've moved to an 85-15 split for the next few months right now, because it's all about making sure that our businesses don't just survive, that they thrive. And I know a lot of you guys have heard me say that time and time again. Yet, you know, some of the other offices are doing deferments, and a lot of the other offices and conversations that I've had outside of Keller Williams, they're cutting the leads that they were giving their agents, the reason why people were joining them. They're cutting a lot of that stuff right now. And I don't know of any other company. Our company is the only one right now that's giving back to the agents. And Bold is just another example of Gary Keller. If any of you guys are in MAPS coaching, I know a bunch of you guys are. Our MAPS coaching has been reduced to 50%. You know, all of these things to make sure that we can thrive, not just survive in this business, that our company doing it. And this is just another example. So I would fully embrace the Bold pivot, just at the price alone. I mean, what $100 is going to really give you some great knowledge. And it starts May 5th, and I don't think I left anything else out. So, Chris, did that answer your question?
Yeah, it did. And also, I just wanted to ask the question, you had mentioned MAPS coaching is being reduced. Um, again, I'm just been out of the loop because of the personal stuff that has been going on in my world. Also, my uncle died yesterday, and
Sorry.
his daughter is the one that died 2 weeks ago. So a lot on my plate. Sorry for not paying attention and asking questions that most of you probably already know. But how much is the MAPS coaching reduced to?
500. So your auto draft should come out, if it's auto drafted, it should come out at 500 instead of $1,000 a month right now. And that is, I believe that's for April and May.
Yes.
Or at least for right now.
Yeah.
And Christy, you got my number. You can call me if any additional questions or anything. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, me too. Me too, Christy. I mean, you can always reach out to me. You know, the last thing that I would say about this and let you guys move on is, you know, with people working from home and having to put routines together, the most important thing that people can establish in their lives right now are rituals and creating a routine. And that's not easy to do at home. It's not easy if you have small children at home. That first week or two, people might have been like, okay, all right, great. You know, we're kind of homebound for a little bit and we enjoy it. And then it gets really difficult to create those rituals. And that's really the purpose behind this Bold Pivot being 2 hours a day, 2 days a week, is to create some rituals so we can get people back into routine, because it's really important that we do that.
Absolutely. And a lot of it's just, you know, trial and error too, right? Figuring out what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks again, Tammy. Any other questions for Tammy before she takes off? Or you're more than welcome to hang around if you want. All right. I'm sorry, somebody have a question? Nope, just an echo. Okay, moving on. Win with Buyers. Guys, Win with Buyers is a CES class taught by Christina Brown. We, as an ALC and leadership, we sat down, we took a vote. We decided that we're going to postpone this right now. We have not set a date yet, as we don't. We did set a date. Okay, great. Thank you.
And later June, I think the 29th.
Okay, I thought that was a different class. Was that not?
I'll
We had
look.
another
I'll look.
guest class coming up in late June, because I think we were going to hold off on rescheduling this. Anyways, regardless, guys, we will get it back on the books. And really, the reason why we decided to postpone it, and this was coming mainly from the ALC members that did respond and chime in. We're saying that it felt like it got more out of Win with Buyers in an interactive class. And so, you know, we're democracy. So I want to push forward to do Zoom meetings and everything. Yet I agree with them, and we'll get it rescheduled and back on the books with Christina Brown later this year, if it's not already scheduled, right, Cece?
You're right, it's a different class that's coming. The next one is 6 Personal Perspectives. That's going to be late June.
Okay, yep, because I think we're going to do this one probably sometime in July. We're just going to want to kind of wait to see how everything shuffles out, so to
There was a
speak.
lot of calendar juggling yesterday as I was sorting these out.
Believe you me, that's been happening for the last couple of weeks. All right, so moving on. Needs and wants. What do you guys need? What do you want? What's going on in your business? New listings, buyers. What do you guys need? What do you want? Nobody needs or wants anything? I'm just going to remember that for later. You guys are all good, right?
I need listings.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I need listings.
Need listings. Okay, Christy needs listings. So let's go out and figure out, how do we get more listings, right, Christy? We need to focus on our business right now. What else, guys? What do you need to want in your business?
I need some buyers.
Nadine needs some buyers. All right, I'm going to hook you up with Christy. Okay, so she's going to get the house. You get the buyers. We'll put it all together, right? Is anybody doing any virtual, whether it's Zoom, Google Hangouts, whatever, consultations with clients right now? Has anybody done that?
Yep.
Who's that?
Zach. Hey, so listen, this may be an appropriate time, and this might be able to help both Nadine and Christy and anybody else that's listening. One of the things we've been coaching some of our clients on is really understanding at a deep level what's going on in the market as it relates to financing. I think that there's been a lot of talk around factual talk, in fact, of the interest rates staying low. However, the qualifying scores being raised. And why that's important, there's a couple of reasons. Obviously, for buyers that are looking to get qualified or pre-approved for a mortgage, the goalposts are changing. And so you need to make sure that anybody that you're currently working with, if they're not pre-approved, get them in and get them pre-approved quickly before they move the goalpost, one. And two, I think that everybody has been feeling like there are people that are going to stick on the sidelines for just a little bit longer. They're going to hang out and they're going to wait to see what happens in the market. And the danger in that for both buyers and sellers is as follows. Obviously, buyers are going to have a better score to qualify, and credit is tightening. I don't know if you saw, there was a note that came out around Chase. Chase Bank has raised the minimum credit score, I think, to 700. In jumbo loans, apparently, minimum 20% down, and I want to say 720 or 740 for a credit score. So those that are working in higher end price points, Nadine and Christy and anybody else that's working in luxury, Matt, this is going to affect your sellers. And so those sellers that are saying, well, we don't want to list right now because we want to wait, all of these factors combined are creating a much less favorable environment for all people. And so these are the conversations you might be able to have to get people off the fence. For example, we don't want to sell right now. Okay, can you tell me a little bit more about why you don't want to sell right now? Because we need to uncover what the actual objection is, and then handle it like you've been trained to handle it. But the point is the market is not going to be any more friendly in a month or 3 months to sellers and buyers as it relates to credit and people getting approved to buy property. So buying pools are shrinking, listing pools. If you're wanting to list, now is the time while you have the most buyers potential, right?
And yeah, Zach, thank you, because those are some great scripts around getting sellers off the fence. Guys, everything that Zach's telling you right now, I'll take it at face value, yet I also want you to go ahead and have conversations with your preferred lender and really kind of partner with somebody to spearhead this conversation the right way. Because Zach's 100% right. I mean, if you're just somebody doing a refinance right now, not even buying or selling, they can rate lock them, right, for 90 days, 120 days. So at least get that. If you're having the conversation, there's some interest there. And Zach brings up a really good point. Make sure we know what's going on. And again, make sure that you're bringing your favorite loan officer into the fold on those conversations. Just make sure we're giving over the most accurate information. So thank you, Zach.
Sure.
Brian Fisher just tapped in with anyone looking for a townhome in Lake Norman Cove at Jatan. Go ahead and message him directly. He's got a townhouse for sale. So, all right, moving on. Let me see my last notes that I've got over here. Okay, so moving forward, I want to thank our sponsors. As always, McNaughton Clements, PLLC, LKN Title. Also, guys, let's not forget about one of our newest and core vendors that we have now, the North Carolina Home and Auto, which I believe they're changing their name to Carolina Home and Auto, which is going to be open up into North and South Carolina now as well. People tightening up those piggy banks right now. It's a great time to have a conversation with your clients that are looking to save money, and maybe they can get involved with our new insurance company. And lastly, as you guys all know, Cece, will you throw up the slide of all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, for everybody to see? Guys, make sure that you guys are getting involved, Guys, listen, business right now, and probably for the rest of this month, is going to be done somewhat virtually. So get on Zoom. Obviously, you guys are on Zoom. Play around with it. Have fun with a background. Do whatever you guys want to do right now. I see Rachel's got her tropical background up there. That's nice. I like that. So guys, really, be those people that are out on the forefront. One of the conversations, we were talking about, and some of you guys may remember, if you go back in the history of how real estate has developed, even over the last 10 years or so, we had Tempo, right? And then we went from Tempo to Fusion, and then Fusion went to Matrix, and now Matrix has gone to Canopy. And maybe there were small little changes all along the way. Yet I remember a time where, when you put a property live, it was live. There was no such thing as coming soon. And so just to kind of leave you guys with kind of like my final thought from this meeting is, when we come into the business, the things we learn right off the bat is because we have that open, very sponge-like mentality to learning and figuring out this business. And then somewhere along the lines, in the year, 2 years, 3 years, we get this, oh, I got this, right? Like I'm the real estate agent. I got all this. And unfortunately, a lot of times we get to a point where we think we don't need to learn anymore. And so, and this is not just real estate, guys. This is any industry across the board. And so a lot of times, well, you know what, that's how I do it. That's how I was trained to do it. That's how I'm going to do it. Right now with the changing times, guys, we're 100% commission based. We're going to feel the impact in our business more than other businesses out there if we don't start adapting and changing to the times that are happening right now. The new real estate agents coming in, they're not going to know anything about a conference call. They're going to know everything about a Zoom call, okay, or a Google Hangouts. So all of the newer agents that are coming into the fold, and I'm not saying younger, I'm not saying millennials, I'm just saying the new people to our industry are going to know the new way of doing it because the new norm, things have changed. So yeah, is it uncomfortable? Awesome, great, because we know when we get uncomfortable, we're moving outside of our comfort zone, and that's where growth happens, right? We go from our comfort zone, we go into a fear zone, and that's usually where, oh my God, I got to do Zoom, right? There's your fear zone. Then we go into the learning zone. We learn how to put up crazy backgrounds. We learn how to have a group meeting. We learn how to, as CC learned how to stream it live through Facebook Live, right? We get into that learning zone. And then once we've got that under our belt is where we move into the growth zone. And so instead of learning how to do, oh my gosh, I did a Zoom, right? And now it's, okay, I've got 4 Zooms set up for today, 7 Zooms set up for today. And I'm just using Zoom as an example, yet everything in our business that is changing, we need to go ahead and embrace it. And guys, I'm guilty as all of you or whoever else. I am just as guilty as, Zooming, and I don't see her on here, but a huge thank you to Becca Mangini. She made me do my first Zoom recruit, okay? And as a result, Ryan did join our firm, which is awesome. And I've had so many more Zoom meetings since then. I've probably done well over 24 at this point, and that's just in a 3-week window. And again, it was something that I was kind of fighting. And so thank you to Becca for kind of forcing me into it. And as a result, making me better, making me more able. Tom Maddox just chimed in here and said, discomfort is the price of admission to a meaningful life, by Susan David. So thank you for that. Anyways, and Sue, you want to chime in real quick? I see you got a note about command related before we close out. Sue?
Just put my calendar on there if anybody wants to book an appointment. They book up pretty quick. If you're brand new, I would suggest a back-to-back appointment to start going over commands. And that's it. I'm here for you.
Cool. Thanks, Sue. Anybody else? Final thought?
Hey, really quick. I don't know if anybody saw Inman today. They had a fantastic article that came out around 7 things or 7 objections that buyers and sellers might have in this current COVID-19 environment. it would be a good read for everybody, just so you can understand how you can, if you're not communicating how you can help through this, it would be a good article to read. I kind of shared it on my page, but I would encourage everybody to go read that and just become armed with that information, so that when people ask, how do we get through this? These are the things we can do to help with that.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Zach. And I think that's a lot of the things that Bold's going to address too, is those objection handlers, right? So thank you for sharing that. Guys, it's 11:55. I'm going to let you guys all get settled, because I know that Monica Reynolds and Gary Keller have a webinar starting in about 5 minutes. So guys, thank you so much for being here. I love all of you embracing the new technology. If you see your buddy, your friend who is not on this today, please get them on board. It takes 5 minutes to sign up for a Zoom account, and it's the way our business is going right now anyways. So thank you guys again for being here, and make it a great day. Talk to you soon.